Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with just a small haul, and as well as I thought I would update my reading journal. So as far as the haul goes, it's just some Nuvo things. I know I've mentioned on here before that sometimes on Amazon the prices fluctuate, and sometimes these items will go down to like $3, and so I just keep a watch on them, and when they go down to $3, then I purchase them. The first thing I purchased was this Urban Graphite Nuvo glitter marker. Let's see if I can swatch it for you. So it's like a green gray. I mean, it doesn't match up with what's on the, it shows on the package like a green gray, and on the marker it shows like a black to brown gray. I'm looking for a piece of white paper when I have everything going and no white paper. This is kind of white. Oh, that doesn't even work. Oh, I know, we can turn it over. So you have to prime it, as they call, and it says add a shimmer and sparkle to your craft project. Water-based, lustrous, sparkling color marker pen that dries instantly. Really? Dries instantly. Spring-loaded tip. Press the tip down several times. And then you can see here the ink is starting to come down to the tip. It doesn't say to shake it, but I get more progress if I shake it and then do it. Oh, it's almost there. There you go. So it is really like a black, a lighter black, but it's called Urban Graphite 188, and it's like a black with the sparkles in it. So super fun color. I don't have many of the Nuvo glitter markers, but I want them just to add to projects and such. So there is that. And then I got a couple of the Nuvo drops because I got them for $3 as well. They were like $3.35, and I only get the ones that show with free shipping. And this is Seashell Pink. So super pretty color. Don't have that color, but it will go well with what I'm working on right now. I'm using the Garden Grow, I think it's called. And then these are Nuvo Vintage Drops. It adds a matte dimensional detail. And this is in the color Peppermint Candy. And then I got this one because I got one for my partner in a swap where we had to send something green. And so I got this olive branch color. So when I get something for my partner, I usually get something for myself. I'm bad like that. So there are those. And then I have, let's see, in this file folder, I have printed off all of the color majiggers, like the swatch things, just so I can keep track of my collection and I don't repurchase one. And this one is Seashell Pink. I'm pretty sure I don't have this one. Olive Branch is down at the bottom, which I do have that one. So, put a check there. Seashell Pink. I don't see it on here. So what I will have to do, and it's just regular crystal drops, yeah. Then I will add a tag to this. I thought I had Seashell pink on here though. Shocking pink. No, I don't have it on there, so I will use my label maker and put on here Seashell pink. And then we have olive branch, which I have down at the bottom. And then these are the vintage drops. So I also printed off, those are dream drops. I don't have any of the dream drops yet. Glitter markers. I can mark that one off because I got the urban graphite, which I already have it marked. Let's swatch it there. Urban graphite, and then vintage drops. Peppermint candy, I've already put it down. So I just don't want to repeat myself when I purchase them. This is jewel drops, stone drops. Stone drops are different. They're really thick. I just thought I had that. So then I can put this all back in, except I need to add the seashell pink. So I will set this up out of the way so I remember to add seashell pink to it. But these are my Nuvo drops and the Nuvo glitter marker. I have another Nuvo glitter marker. I don't know what I do with it. I have a couple of them. But I need to find a spot, a little bag to put them all in so that I can keep them. Actually, I can keep them right up here. I have an empty drawer. So those are the Nuvo drops. And then I am using a reading journal. It's called the Clockwork Reader. I will link it down below. I purchased it off of Amazon. And I took pictures of all of my books that I've been reading or have finished. I wanted to go back and okay, so I haven't read as much in March and April as I did previously. Maybe it's because it's getting warmer. So I finished that one. Things We Hide from the Light. I finished that on April 14th. So 04 14 of 2024. And then I'll write in all of my information. And this one was an audiobook. And then I already did that one. That one I already did. I finished this one at home in Mitford. It is also, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I finished it on the 14th. It was also an audiobook. 15th. 2024. It was a long one. It was like 14 hours to listen to. So I'll fill the rest of that in. This one I already finished. Saving Noah. I finished, but I needed to write down how many pages it had. 259 pages. And then I'll fill that in. This was I didn't finish it. It was an ebook, Second Chances at the House by the Creek. I just wasn't that into it. And I don't know why I put the Story of Our Secrets down, but I haven't even started it. I don't even know when I'm going to start it. Barefoot, I started on. This is Barefoot, A Story of Surrendering to God, Sharon Garlow Brown. It's a series, the Sensible Shoes series. as is At Home in Mitford, as is The Things We Hide from the Light. That is book 2, and I'm on book 3 now. So Barefoot started on 01/20/24. The date I finished it was February 20th, 2024, and it had 560 pages. Then I'll fill the rest of it in. Then we have, I was doing a small group with Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. Very good book. I don't know why, it's been on my shelf forever, and I don't know why I never read it, because it's a super easy read and has a lot of good information in it. It's just like battling your mind, being positive, how we always kind of talk negative to ourselves, and it's just, that's not what Jesus wants. If Jesus thinks that we are a child of Him and we are blessed in His eyes, why would we say that we're not? Why would we say Jesus is wrong at that? Started on February 8th, and I only read a couple chapters each week just to stay in sync with my small group. And then we finished that on 4/15/2024, and it had 286 pages. Barefoot I did, Battlefield of the Mind. And then I started reading this series, and it's called Sweet Melissa, Ignorance is Not Bliss by Susan Segovia Munoz. So Sweet Melissa, Ignorance is Not Bliss. Here's the picture for that one. Does anybody else read several books at one time? I do. I didn't think I ever would, but for some reason I did. I just started and it just clicked. And then I have a third book going. I always have one going in the car when I drive places. Sweet Melissa. So, you'll have to leave me a comment. What have you been up to? I've been doing mystery shopping. I actually wore myself out doing it. Ignorance is not bliss. And this is by Susan. I think that's a Govia. I think it's a G, not a Q. And then Munoz. I just spelled that wrong. So let me know down in the comments how you've been. It is finally hitting hot weather here in California. And, let's see. I have, I went to my doctor's, a couple of them. And, this was a fast read. It only took me 7 days. Let's see, what doctor did I go to? I went to the cardiologist. He's just keeping me on my same medication and going to monitor my heart, which it's been better. It's not good, but it's better than it was initially. I think I only have one time that got up to 222. And many times it does it at midnight, which I don't understand. I don't understand that at all. So Sweet Melissa, the series is about a drug addict. Starts out when she's really young, I think in her teens. And then it follows her life, and I believe I'm on book 4 or 5. And then Things We Left Behind. I'm going to have to hurry if I'm going to read as many books as I did last year. I think last year I read 44, and my goal was 45. Things We Left Behind is book 3, and it is in that series by Lucy Score. Good book, a little risque, but it's a good book. Has anybody had their book on in the car and had to turn it down because it came to a risque part and you didn't want anybody to hear you? Things We Left Behind, Lucy Score. Let's see. I also went to my oncologist. I go every 6 months because I have what is called MGUS, which is like smoldering multiple myeloma. And so I went to see her. My blood work was good. Nothing has changed. It's just stable. As far as smoldering, it means that I have the monoclonal cells that will, if they increase, will be turn into multiple myeloma. It will not be smoldering anymore. But I have less than 10% of those cells, so mine is not considered active multiple myeloma. It is just smoldering. But I have blood work every 6 months, and I see the oncologist every 6 months about my blood work. And I'm hoping that she never wants to do a bone marrow biopsy again. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you've ever had one, because we're like heroes if you can do a bone marrow biopsy without anesthetic. They gave me a little bit of when they did it. This book is called One Summer in Savannah by Tara Shelton Harris. Super good book. It is about, oh, I just had it. It just slipped. One Summer in Savannah. Oh, I know. This girl, when she is a teenager, she is raped. So, and the person that did it is put in jail, but she leaves the state because she found out she was pregnant. She does not want him or his family to be able to get rights to the child. So she leaves the state and stays away so that they don't ever find out that she was even pregnant. Well, then so she hides the child away for about probably 7 years. And then her dad gets sick and only has a little bit of time left to live. So she comes back home, and the family finds out. But first, the uncle, which is the brother to the guy that raped her, he kind of starts investigating, and him and the mom end up falling in love. And then the dad, of course, who's in prison, finds out that he has a child. And that dad that's in prison gets lymphoma, I believe. And he ends up dying. But she had fallen in love with his brother. So it was kind of a big tale. One Summer. But it's a very good book in Savannah. So anyways, if you've had a bone marrow biopsy, please let me know. Especially if you had it without anesthetic. They gave me some Ativan just to calm my nerves. Because I had heard about bone marrow biopsies and how painful they are. So I kind of knew what to expect. But my oncologist put me at ease and, you know, said, you know, it'd be very temporary, very short. And if you don't know what a bone marrow biopsy is, they go in through your hip, the back of your hip. You lay on your stomach, and it's pretty much like an ice pick. And they screw it down into your, you have to go all the way to your bone. And so they screw it in, and my doctor actually struggled getting my bone marrow. After they get the bone marrow, of course, they pull it out. And, of course, I was screaming and using a few cuss words, but, I told her, I said, go ahead and get it. When she said she was struggling to get the bone marrow, I said, go ahead and get it. You know, she said she was going to have to move it around and stuff. I said, I don't want to have this again. So, she did what she had to do to get it. But she did tell me if I ever have to have another bone marrow biopsy, she would put me under to have it done. Because it was difficult to get my bone marrow. But, yeah, I was kind of embarrassed because everybody heard me out in the, the infusion clinic. So this one is called The In-Between, Unforgettable Encounters During Life's Final Moments by Hadley Vlahos, who is an RN. And she is young when she writes this book, but she starts very early in her career being a hospice nurse. And I was very interested in this book because, of course, my mother passed away. And so, you know, death has been on my mind. So I wanted to read this. The In-Between. And it kind of details what people that are dying, what they go through, or how they act when they're getting ready to die. And most all of them see relatives before they pass. When they see those relatives or start talking to them, you know that they are close to passing away. My mother saw her son, my older brother was, he only lived about 9 hours, and he passed away. So she, when she was passing away, she talked about him and seeing the baby, and so you know, you can believe what you want, but I believe there's something more, which is comforting to me. Especially after everybody says these in-between and these encounters with loved ones and stuff, and then my mom actually has an encounter like that. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Do you believe there's something after this? Let's see. Started April 1st, so 04/01/2024. And I finished it on April 5th, so I really devoured this book. 04/05/2024. And it is 261 pages. At the end of the year, I'll add up how many pages I read and how many books I read, and then I have to fill in all this. And the next one is A Sweet Melissa, book 2, and this one's called What's So Sweet About Melissa. she's a diehard drug addict. Mostly heroin, and she shoots it up. And in order to afford her heroin, she prostitutes herself. And she ends up getting married, but to a guy that doesn't treat her very well. He's also a drug addict. Sweet Melissa. What's so sweet about Melissa? I'm trying to hurry so this doesn't go too long. I just have a couple more books, 4 I think. I didn't update it in March or April, so I didn't write down Susan Segovia. Munoz. And I started this book on April 5th. And I finished it on April 12th. $293 pages. And then I read another Sweet Melissa. This one is called Behind Bars. And she's prostituting herself, so she gets caught doing that, and gets caught with the drugs. So she finally goes to jail for, I don't remember how long, but it's not long. And how she avoids jail, I don't know. Sometimes they search her, and she will have the drugs down in her panties, and they don't find them when they search her, so she's only been in jail like once or twice, considering she does this for years. Behind Bars. Segovia. Munoz. And I started this one on April 12th. And finished it on April 16th. And it had 216 pages. And then currently I am listening to this one. It's called it's Jane Karen, A Light in the Window. It is a sequel to At Home in Midford. And I think there's 14 books in the series. I read it when I was a kid, but I've started rereading it because they didn't have all of the books when I was a kid. But it's about a pastor and his life. A light in that window. Jan Karen. Started on April 14th. It's 414 pages, and I'm not finished with it yet. So I'm currently reading that one. I'm currently reading Sweet Melissa, Destination Unknown, but I'm almost finished with it. I just have a few pages left. And then I just have 2 more. Sweet Melissa. Destination. Unknown. She's tired of being a drug addict, but, and she is on Suboxone. She's gone to a methadone clinic several times and doesn't stick with it. April 16th. Not finished with it, and it has 197 pages. And then I just finished Fear is Your Only Enemy If You Allow It to Be. I just finished this book called An Extra Mile. It is in the Sensible Shoes series, and this was book 3. So, super good book. A super good series. Christian based. But these women go through a lot. And a lot of twists and turns in this series that I didn't expect. An Extra Mile. Sharon Garlow Brown. And I started this on April 16th. And finished it on April 30th. I don't know why I just wrote that out. And it had 285 pages. And then the last one is one I'm currently reading, or when I get done with the Sweet Melissa book, I'm going to read this one. One Day with You by Sherry Lowe. And I really don't know what it's about. It says 2 hellos, 2 goodbyes, and too many broken hearts. It is a series of 2 books. It's a bestseller, though. One Day with You. But let me know down below if you've read any of these books. Sherry Lowe, and started it on May 1st. Has 310 pages, and I'm currently reading it. Shoo. So that is a lot to update, but I'm going to link this journal down below in the description. Leave me a comment. And yeah, I tried not to wait so long to update my reading journal so that it doesn't take so long. Everyone have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon with another crafty planner or beauty video.